My first acquaintance with him was really Westminster's first acquaintance. I was already here as senior pastor coming in the fall of '94, and I was really thrust into carrying all the major pastoral responsibilities, including hospitals and everything else. And so we went looking for someone with special skills in that area. Amazingly, we received over 70 applications for that position. And John's resume just shined when it came in. We had a phone conversation in which I was struck by how I use the word winsome. I just thought this man was a really pleasant, capable, intelligent man. And the committee quickly agreed with me that he was by far and away the choice.
My first memory of Dr. Light, he called to discuss the women's Sunday school class, and we were talking about its options for the future. I remember after that conversation that I was impressed with obviously his cheerfulness and the fact that he listened to what I had to say. He didn't just call to tell me something. That was the first clue I had as to who Dr. Light was.
So I first met Dr. Light in 2009 when Kate and I became members of Westminster. We met him in the new membership class or shortly thereafter. But it was really in 2013, about 7 years ago, when I came on staff as the youth pastor, that I got to know Dr. Light better. We've obviously known him from preaching and from his role as a pastor, but then as I participated in weekly pastors' meetings and as he had an open door for me to come in and share all of my discouragements and questions and encouragements, it was there that I really grew to know him and have grown more and more to appreciate his friendship and his wisdom and his godliness.
I've known Dr. Light for many years, and the time that really stands out to me from when I first met him was during the difficult time of my father's death. He was instrumental in supporting our family during a very, very difficult time.
I'm pretty sure the first time I met Dr. Light, at least officially, was when Dr. Rogers walked me over to his office. I was seeking for faith and having conversations with Dr. Rogers, and he thought the book, The Case for Christ, would be helpful, and that Dr. Light had a copy of it. And thankfully he did, because I received that and it was instrumental in coming to faith.
Dr. Light's preaching has been true to Scripture. He has been excellent at expounding Scripture and opening Scripture, but particularly at bringing practical application to our lives in his preaching.
Always has something practical that you can take away and put into your life and live differently as a result of what we find in the Word.
John is just an easy man to work with. He knows when to compromise, but he doesn't compromise on truth at all. And just a sterling relationship between us of complete trust. I go away, when I was senior pastor, I could go away and know the church was in good hands no matter what would arise.
I've experienced Dr. Light as a total supporter. He never set limits. I think we understood each other's limit, which of course was that Scripture should be central and that caring for women, regardless of how deep their needs were, would be our purpose.
Dr. Light's friendship and wisdom as a counselor and fellow pastor has been invaluable. And I think what I have seen from him is someone who has given me wisdom for specific scenarios in life, both in ministry, but also in my personal life, that has enabled me to be a better pastor and a better friend to those around me.
He's very compassionate, but will not compromise on truth. But he's also wants to let people see that truth is so important to be applied to their lives.
I've learned a lot just by hours and hours of sitting with him as we've dealt with couples and individuals and watching him handle even just the atmosphere in the room, if you will, but the questions and the understanding that he always pervades. One of the things that he exemplifies, as far as I'm concerned, is an endless amount of optimism and cheerfulness with a biblical basis, but also the ability to be firm and decisive and to act quickly when that's necessary. An excellent mix that has set an example for me also.
The most significant impact that Dr. Light has had on our life has been the premarital counseling that we did with him. We are coming up on 15 years of marriage this year, and the premarital counseling that we had with Dr. Light still impacts our marriage today.
I really appreciated how he sat with us. We were in his home, just in his office, just unpacking the aspects of marriage that would be important for us.
Dr. Light has taught me by his example to listen to others and to speak the truth with grace and patience. And I've certainly by no means mastered those virtues, but in Dr. Light, I've seen an example of that. That's been a blessing to me, and I hope that I've grown in both listening and speaking truth with patience and grace.
I think he's definitely one of the male leaders here at Westminster to whom it's very easy to look up to him and to support him with our prayers and to be glad that the Lord has put him here.
A man who truly takes Scripture seriously in his life, in his family. It's seen in his marriage and his children who walk with the Lord. John Light is the genuine article. And he seems to do well in any situation, whether he's teaching, preaching, one-on-one with people, leading a session meeting. He's God's man. I told him that if I'm Paul, and I'm not Paul, but if I was the Apostle Paul, he's certainly Barnabas. He's my Barnabas.